The big way we differ is that one feature on our app is something their entire company does.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you guys for viewing, watching, and subscribing. Welcome back to Funny and Serious. Today we have a great guest here. He goes by the name of Net. How you doing today, buddy?
Thank God. How are you?
Good. How are you? Obviously, you already said it's good.
Life is good.
Yo,
man.
this was took me a couple attempts to get back on this. I feel a little rusty today, so I'm sorry if I go a little slow.
All good.
But you came from quite a distance, so thank you for coming. Thank you for making it out. We've been trying to plan this for a while, so hopefully everything goes well.
Yeah, God willing, man. Step by step.
Obviously, CEO of LinkMe.
Yeah.
I've heard of it before and I've looked at it. It wasn't until today that I was like, let me download this and really see what's going on. And I made the account and like, dude, it's sick. It's so clean. Like I was watching your stuff and you mentioned that it looks nice.
Nice.
But it's actually just
this is a good profile you made. That's a really good one.
It's actually something that just looks super clean and has all of our links.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, I've heard of other ones, obviously, like Linktree. It's similar, kind of?
Yeah, so we actually, the link in bio type of thing where it's like Linktree and all of those, we didn't mean to do that. That was like kind of our users said like, dude, this app is so nice, the profile's so clean, and it looks way better than Linktree. Can you add like a link in bio? So we acquired the domain link.me. And now it's like link.me / your username takes you to your profile on the web app. So like link in bio wise. But yeah, no, it is like a link tree with like a built-in social platform as well. So it's not just a link tree, but you also go on the app. You can network there, post content. We call it shouting. So like if you shout something, it could be a picture, video, message. And if someone sees a shout that they like, they give you a shout out. So it's very similar to like tweet and retweet. We did just a fun little twist on it. So yeah.
I kind of took a look at that. And honestly, it seemed like multiple apps mixed in one. Because you had one page where it looked like Twitter, and another page where I was like, "This is like TikTok." Like I could scroll and get lost here for days.
Clips. So we have So the shout feed is like a Twitter, and then clips is like our version of like Reels or Shorts or TikTok, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, and I wanted to ask actually because I was scrolling through when I first made my account, and obviously it shows like everybody else shows you some accounts like LinkMe News, Link this, everything, and then you and I think you said it was like your CMO and your COO.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it shows something called SkyX.
That's so funny. Yeah, so that's on there. Shout out my dad's company. Very, very nice company. So yeah, no. So SkyX is a really, really cool company. My dad is an inventor, and he pretty much invented, like, you have the wall plug all around us here. I see 20 wall plugs just to charge your phone, right? So what my dad invented like 20 years ago is the wall plug, but for the ceiling. So like the ceiling receptacle to like literally plug anything in. And it's not something that people actually, not a lot of people know about it because it's relatively new now. They recently got it into the National Electric Code, which basically means like you can now have it in your homes and buildings to easily plug in any light and any fixture. Maybe you guys, to make them better understand, just have a little pop-up of a video I'll send you or something over here, just so you guys get a better idea of anyone. Literally, you can go plug it in like you're charging your phone, a light. So that's pretty much what my dad invented, and that's SkyX. That's a good catch. People actually don't even notice that it's on there, but yeah.
Supporting the family. That's how you do it.
Gotta show love.
Gotta build wealth together. Okay, exactly. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then I kind of wanted to ask about the team before we got more into you. So obviously it shows you and it shows your friends and your partners.
Yeah.
So it's what were the names again?
So it's Val Shares is one of my co-founders and the chief operating officer. And then Dre Medici is my other co-founder and also the chief marketing officer.
Okay, awesome. And so I was watching a little bit about how you guys got into it. One of them you said was like 19?
Yeah, so Val, 19, now 20 years old. Myself, I'm 23, and then Dre, he's also 23.
So you guys are just like
young
and coming up and building a company, and that's awesome because I mean, for most of these apps like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, the consumers are young, but the creators aren't. Mm-hmm. So I think you guys have a whole different perspective coming in, and that's amazing to see.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's funny you say that because it's true that when we go after like big people, like to get the app to kind of show the users who are the younger people, like, wow, this guy's on there, that's really cool. We go for, obviously, the big names that people know. Like, for example, you have Patrick Bet-David using it, Manny Koshbin, Adam Weitzman, a lot of successful entrepreneurs that, the young generation look up to and say, like, wow, I want to be like that guy. He's living the good life, nice mansion, Ferrari, all that. So we go after, like, the really successful and talented entrepreneurs out there. And once we show them the value, it's a no-brainer. And then once people see, wow, my favorite guy is using it, I'm going to jump on there too. So it really helps us, like, focus on the big, older people, right? And then people see them, and the younger generation says, wow, I'm going to start using this because they're using it. So it helps a lot.
well, I mean, I don't know if you guys pay them to come on the app, but that's free. I was going to say that's free marketing right there.
Don't pay. It's funny. People, my best friends, even some of them don't believe me, but we don't pay any person you see using it. They really just love the product. We don't pay them a single dollar. We don't give them anything, no shares, nothing like that. Some of them even want to invest. So they want to actually pay us and own a piece of the company, which is really unbelievable. And really, it's when you build a good product that people want to use, and it's better than what's out there. It's a no-brainer for people to make the switch and use it. With them even paying you're not even paying them, which is really unbelievable.
I mean, that's free marketing. These links are in people's bios. Anybody who clicks it and sees like, wow, I kind of like this, I'm gonna make one for myself.
Yeah,
that's a whole brand new user right there.
Exactly. Yep.
And then you just mentioned, some people wanting to invest. I kind of wanted to ask you about the crowdfunding you guys opened up to users.
Yeah.
How did that kind of come about, and why did you decide on doing that?
Yeah, so that was actually a really, really cool thing we did that's very unique in the app world. But basically, one of the main people involved in our company, Steven Siegelub, who's our chief financial officer. That's Val. I got confused there. But anyway, Steven, shout out him. He's our CFO. Very, very talented guy that has a big accounting firm. He's one of our main investors as well. He has someone in his firm that said, hey, I'm seeing what you guys are doing. It's a really cool app. Can I bring you someone that I know that does what's called a Reg CF, regulated crowdfunding? And that basically lets anyone in the public come and become an investor in a company, even if the person is not an accredited investor, which if you don't know what that means, Google it. It's someone who normally invests and can afford to invest in things. What you can do through Reg CF, regulated crowdfunding, is you can actually submit some documents to the SEC. And after you submit those, you're able to now go and raise money from the public, even if the people are not accredited. And doing that, you can have people put as little as $100, $200. In our case, we made the minimum $360. And for people who are interested in that, they can go to invest.link.me. All the information you need is there. You can also visit the SEC, the Form C on there. And it's very, very regulated, so you can kind of see it's very transparent on there. You'll see everything there is to know about the business. And then after people look over that, they can make an educated decision whether or not it's a good investment for them.
Okay, that's sick. And obviously, I mean, you're not the financial officer, but I'm guessing you have some of the info. Why did you guys decide to go with this against the traditional route, which is getting investors? So
we have done the traditional route, and we actually still do the traditional route. And we've done probably till date maybe probably over $3.5 million already raised traditionally, so not through the crowdfunding. And we decided to do the crowdfunding because a lot of our users for many years have been asking, I get messages, emails, DMs, can I invest? And, for the longest time over the last few years, it's been, $50,000 to $100,000 minimum investment, right? And that's like someone's whole year salary. So I feel bad even having to tell people that, 50, 100K is how much you have to put if you want to invest. And doing this, anyone can invest as little as $360, which is that's a peanut, right? It's a small amount relative to who you are, obviously. But for most people, hopefully they can afford to make a small investment like that. And for us, it's a really cool way to let our users come in on the action because they've wanted to for a long time. So it was just a good opportunity to let the community get involved.
That's great. And in terms of return on investment, do you know more or less what that's like? So if I invest $360, is it percentage? How does it go?
So I'll tell you. So when you're investing in a private company, which that's what we are, we're a private company, the return is very, very, there's many outcomes that can happen. One, you can lose all your money, right? If anyone tells you guaranteed this, guaranteed that, they're lying to you, don't invest. One, and very straight up, this is a high risk investment. This is a startup private company. It could go to zero, right? We're looking to be one of the next big things, so it's not going to be such an easy mission. Two, if everything works well, we're killing it, we continue to crush it, we put up big revenue numbers, what can happen then is you can either take the company public, right? So you go on the stock market, or two, someone comes and says, I love this app, here's $1 billion, I want to buy it. Hypothetical numbers, could be more, could be less. You could lose everything, okay? So don't jump on and start throwing money at private companies because they tell you big numbers. Do a lot of research, make sure you know everything inside out, and then decide if it makes sense for you. But yeah.
That's great. And so far, I mean, I was looking online. I saw you guys have an evaluation at about, $190-something million, more or less?
Yeah, so right now the public round is at $1.80 per share, and it puts us at about $192 million valuation. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. And how long have you guys been going at it?
We've been doing we founded the company in 2020, and the idea, I'd say, came in 2019. We had the idea for it, and then we really started going all in 2020.
Very nice. Yeah. Okay. And I was doing some research, obviously, I saw this isn't your first go at having a company.
No.
I saw you've had an app previously, and before that, you even had another company. So the app, I believe, was called Moves, and before that, you had a company called Next Gen. You maybe want to go into a little bit about what those were and how those helped you build this company?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Moves was a really, cool idea that I had with some friends in high school, where you would open your phone, it would grab your location, and it would show you every move in your area. So clubs, events, parties, whatever. And it was actually successful in Miami. And then one of the events that we had for Moves actually was with NLE Choppa. And shout out BMB, the really talented guys here in Miami that do a lot of good events. We were doing it with them. And at one of the meetings with these guys, we were exchanging info with them. These are people who promote events, and we were promoting it with them. So I had to get the Snapchat, phone number, email, Instagram from these 3 different dudes. Literally took 15 minutes. And then Val and I got home. We said, why does it take so long? Let's do an idea. And that was LinkMe. So that was Moves. Moves gave us the idea to build LinkMe, actually. During COVID, Moves died because obviously everything was shut down. And my other company, Next Gen, that was just making apps for people. So when I did Moves, a lot of people came to me and said, hey, can you make me an app? Can you make me an app? I heard it 100 times, and I said no to everyone because I knew how hard it was to make apps. But then someone came with a nice check. They said, hey, brother, make me an app. Here's a big check. I said, okay, fine. I'll do this one. This looks nice. And I ended up doing it. And then, a few other people came with nice checks as well. And that was actually a really cool business where I was just making apps for people. And it was really nice because it really took me into the app world, taught me so much about it. It's what let us get LinkMe to this point even. Because obviously, LinkMe, when people see it, they're like, wow, this is an unbelievable app. How did you guys get it done? It's your first app. How do you guys do it? And we said, no, it's not our first app. I had an app development company before this. So, I know the game inside out. And those are the 2 other businesses in the past, yeah.
Very nice. And if I'm correct, you're not the only one with experience, right?
No.
So your COO and your CMO, they've both had previous companies doing what they're doing for LinkMe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. So Dre Medici, who's the chief marketing officer, people don't know this about Dre. He came from nothing. Literally, his family came from Uruguay. He was living with his family in a studio, all of them in one little room. Literally, it's unbelievable. And this is a kid who at 19 built his marketing company, self-funded, never took $1 from anyone. Built into a multi-million-dollar marketing agency. He himself was already a multi-millionaire at 19. Today, this is a guy who, has a Lamborghini Urus, penthouse in Miami, living the good life, but he decides to put his penthouse on Airbnb and live with me and Val, and we literally all live together in a nice 3-bedroom spot in downtown, which is a sick apartment. So shout out the investors, they pay for that. Instead of an office. So we were going to get an office for I believe it was $8K a month in Brickell, a nice spot we found. But before we pulled the trigger on that, we said, you know what, let's look at some apartments. Maybe we can get a sicker spot and make it our office and get it for less. And we did. We found a spot for $7K a month, really good deal. Instead of spending $8K a month, the investors were happy. They're like, yeah, I get that spot. It's way better and nicer. So yeah.
So that means you kind of live with your team, no?
Yeah, no, I live with my team. So that's Dre Medici, the marketing king. And then obviously Val Scher, the chief operating officer, who's also my co-founder. He's a killer. He's a young dude who's 20 years old, younger than me and Dre. And he's the dude that every day, 6 a.m., he's in our house literally with a taser, in my room with a taser. I'm not kidding. It's unbelievable. It's so scary. It's this is stuff that gets you traumatized. But we wake up on time because of that, because he's really on top of us. Me and Dre, we go to sleep super late every night. That's just how we are. We're just insanely weird. We can't fall asleep for some reason. I don't know, but we're up all night, and then Val's 6 a.m. waiting for us with a taser if we're not awake. So,
well, I mean, as the chiefs of a company, how do you get off on such little sleep then? If you're staying up all night and having to wake up at 6 a.m. to a taser,
I'll tell
how you got any productivity?
Me, it's coffee. That coffee for me is insane. It gets me locked in unbelievably well, sharp. I don't even remember that I slept a few hours. I feel like I had 20 hours of sleep after I drink coffee. And I don't know, maybe it's not the healthiest thing. I try to get at least 8 hours every night, but obviously some nights it's, it doesn't work out and you get only a couple. But yeah.
What's the difference between a company like Dot and LinkMe?
That's a great question. So actually, I hear this in a lot of my investor meetings, when I'm pitching new people, new investors. Some of them even say oh, what about those stickers or those cards that you tap on the back of the phone? And there's a few of them. For example, Dot is one. There's Popple. There's Tappy. There's many, many of these. And they're all doing, an amazing thing, actually. I think for some people, that's a great product. But LinkMe, our focus is to be totally free. We don't want you to have to pay $20 for a sticker or a card or any of those things where you tap it on the back of your phone. Because with LinkMe, you download the app the same day for free. You literally tap your touchscreen, you swipe, and there you go. Same thing for totally free, and you can get it right on the spot. Versus, waiting, let's say 2-3 weeks or however long it takes to get the dot. And maybe it takes, less time. I don't want them coming after me. Maybe they get it to you Amazon Prime in 2 days, but still you had to pay $5, $10, $15, $20, whatever they're charging plus shipping, versus a totally free app that also has many other features that they might not have. So yeah, that's pretty much the difference.
I gotta say, I'm a real estate agent, so I do real estate, obviously. Nice. And I've been paying for one of those.
Okay.
And now today when I downloaded LinkMe, I made the page for us, and I was like, dude, I could make this for myself. Like, I'm paying $10 a month for this app so I can send my people my card, but
yeah,
not only does this look nicer, but it's free.
Yeah, exactly. We're looking to be that free solution because, like, if you look at the big players, like who made it big in the world, right? Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook earlier on, all these different platforms that make it big, they're totally free. You don't have to go on and pay $10 a month to make an Instagram account. And at scale, things work. Even Zuck, if you look at Zuck, what he says, he literally on a quarterly call was like, listen, guys, I'm focusing just on bringing users on, and then we'll figure out the revenue, right? And investors say, whoa, we want revenue. But at the end of the day, if you have tens of millions, hundreds of millions, even millions of people using a product and coming on and using it, that's enough eyeballs to make money. You don't need to charge people up front. You can bring them on, show them great value, and then figure out ways to make money. And that's what we want to do. We just want to show great value, and then we'll figure out ways to make money, which we found many ways to make money and tested a few and are already seeing money come in. And then the goal is just to do that at scale. So to bring tens of millions of people onto LinkMe and do those same strategies at scale.
And at what point do you think it's time to implement these strategies? I think I saw you guys have near 5 million users.
So I'll tell you. So right now, this year alone, it's 8 million people who used it. And what our goal is to really grow it to tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of people who use it, and do the same thing all the big platforms are doing, which is launch an ads platform, which basically, if you guys have ever run ads on Facebook or Snapchat or any of these big apps, they have a site, literally Facebook ads, Snapchat ads, whatever the name of the company is, search it up with the word ads on Google. It'll be the first link. If you go there, you can actually go target the right audience that you want to reach. And a lot of these times you'll see these, young dudes making a ton of money on Shopify and all these different sites. And the way they do that is by running ads. So that's the same thing we want to do, let businesses come on, target the right people, and run ads on LinkMe. So that's pretty much the goal.
I read online that at 13 years of age, you started your own Minecraft server and you made thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that's actually a crazy story. So that's like, my parents thought I was doing illegal stuff online because, like, dude, you're a little kid making thousands of dollars and, like, you're telling your parents, they're like, what are you doing? Like, be careful. Like, what are you doing online? And really, I love the game Minecraft. It's a fun game. I still love it, actually. I haven't played in probably a few years. A few years ago, I had a chance to play for a little bit, but I just don't have enough time anymore to play any games. But anyway, Minecraft, when I was a little kid, I realized quickly, like, wow, these kids on here are literally paying real money for fake stuff on the game, on all these different servers that people were making. So I started researching, and I was like, this is too easy. You just have to develop a Minecraft server, have different ranks, let people come on and buy the ranks. At the time, there was a company called Buycraft, which you would hook it up to your server, and then people would actually be able to buy things through your server, and it would open up on PayPal and let them pay you through that. And that was how I did it. I literally had a server. I would post it on, like, Minecraft server list and all these other places where you could promote your server and all the forums and everything. And kids started joining. People were using the server. It was a faction server that I made. And literally, within the first few months, I started making thousands of dollars. And it got to the point where I was making a lot of money. And PayPal, they screwed me. PayPal, they gave me a pop-up. I tried to pull out like $3,000 in one go. And they gave me a thing saying, submit your ID for some, like, verification to pull out the money. And I'm a little kid. I don't have an ID. I can't drive. I don't have a permit, anything. I have a passport. But anyway, I go and I ask my grandma, like, hey, there's another option. I need to get my Social Security card. And my parents were freaking out. They're like, what are you doing with your Social Security, all this, da-da-da. I'm like, no, I need it. I have my money stuck in PayPal. Give it to me, da-da-da. They gave me my Social Security card. I put the number in. Instantly get banned on PayPal. Instantly. Same second. You're not 18. This is against terms of service, da-da-da, whatever. And my money got stuck in PayPal. It screwed up everything for me. And then basically when I was 18, I had a nice little present waiting for me on PayPal, and I pulled that out. It's actually hilarious. But anyway, so that's pretty much what happened with Minecraft. And I love Minecraft, and you could still do this business today. People still make money from this today. There's so many different ways to make money. It's crazy. Like, Insane.
What was the server called?
It was called Yo It's Net Factions.
Okay,
yeah.
because bro, I was unfortunately I wasn't like you.
Yeah.
I was on the other side of that.
You were
spending the money.
Okay, so dude, people pay. I sold
I know,
someone.
I paid.
Dude, I sold someone co-founder rank. Co-founder. I sold it to someone. It was unbelievable, bro. The person was paying me like $500 a month just to be co-founder. It's unbelievable what kids will pay, and it's not even them. It's at the end of the day, it's their parents paying for it. So it's like, it's crazy stuff.
Yeah, shout out to my parents. I remember I have this great story that I mention every time I get the chance. It was my birthday. I got like $100. My dad hated that I spent money on Minecraft. Like any opportunity I had to spend money on Minecraft, I would, and he would be like, dude, like do something else with your money.
Yeah,
and I got money for my birthday. It was this faction server I was playing. And I was like, I need to buy this rank.
Yeah.
I need to buy this rank. But I knew my dad wasn't going to let me. So I had a phone at this point. I was like 13 or 14. I went to my room. I hid under my bed. And I texted him. I was like, yo, like, can I buy this? Like, I just got $70 for my birthday. Like, I want to buy this rank.
Yeah.
And he was like, no. I was like, please. He's like, I will buy you a pair of shoes if you don't buy this Minecraft rank. Because it doesn't exist. It's nothing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, please. Eventually, they folded it and let me buy the Minecraft rank, and I lost $70 and I didn't get a pair of shoes. So I mean, maybe I made the wrong decision, but you definitely didn't. So
yeah, no, it's I'm also a victim though. I used to pay also. I would go on servers. Sometimes I would do it to support like one of my friends that also has a server, stuff like that. But I also have paid for things on Minecraft. It's an unbelievable economy on there. Like now, Roblox is even crazier. And I've never played Roblox, but just doing like a quick research because people told me like, oh, it's very similar to Minecraft, that or whatever. I looked into it and I was like, wow, this is like the new Minecraft. Like literally, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, especially nowadays with there's so many different methods of making money online.
Too many.
And there's so many different courses that everybody's gonna sell you. That in itself is one way to make money online.
I wonder if there's like a Minecraft, how to make money with Minecraft course. There's probably definitely a course like that.
There's so many. And making videos alone, like YouTube videos, Minecraft videos are still incredibly popular. And there's just so many different ways. I guess that kind of just shows how much of an entrepreneur you've been your entire life. I mean, you had these two businesses, but even before that, you were a Minecraft kid making money on Minecraft.
Yeah, that was a funny time. Yeah, and I blew through everything. I was like, dude, if you're a kid and you get a ton of money, like, what do you buy? I bought monitors, like gaming control, like the SCUF controllers, like all these different things, like Astros. Like, I was just cashing out on the dumbest things, and like, I don't use any of that stuff anymore. It's like,
but anyway, everything has its use for a little bit.
That's 10 years ago. So anyway, yeah.
I mean, we can move over a little bit more to the business side again. I kind of wanted to ask, we talked about Dot.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask a little bit more about similar companies that are your competition, kind of like Linktree and LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. How do you think you differ from them? And like what makes you better?
So for Linktree, the big way we differ is that one feature on our app is something their entire company does, right? So like if you go now on Linktree on their site, or if you download their app, they don't have a place where you could post, content and network with people. It's not a social platform, right? It's just a link, aggregator. It's just putting all your links in one place. And for us, it was just something our users wanted. So we made an acquisition for a nice domain, and now we're competing in that field. And on a totally separate note, you said LinkedIn. That I would say is more their focus is on strictly business. Where LinkMe, our focus is just on making it easy to exchange information. And doing that on the platform, it's a cool thing to do because when you post content on our platform and you click on someone's page, you see where they're at across the board. So you can go follow them on X, formerly Twitter. You can go follow them on Instagram, on Snapchat, TikTok, whatever you're into. Go check them out there. And we really think the future of networking is going to be on LinkMe.
That's great. I mean, if that's the case, then you definitely have a big platform to go off and a large user base, to say the least.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys have you guys kind of ran the numbers in the sense of what's the potential of the growth?
So I mean, listen, everything projection-wise, God willing, it works out, but there's no guarantee in any of these things. At the end of the day, you need to hit the number to get the number. I could say 1 billion people in the next few years. The projection that my chief marketing officer, Dre Medici, has with one of the marketing systems that we have in place, he thinks if we're able to implement this marketing system across a very big industry that I need to, NDAs need to be signed before we can say the names. But anyway, if we can get it across this entire industry, within the next 5 years, he thinks we can have over 400 million people on the app. And it's obviously a 5-year game plan. And that's just a projection that, God willing, we can hit. Nothing is guaranteed. I'm big about disclaimers because really people guarantee a lot of things online and people get in a lot of, BS. So I'm not here to, fall victim to any of that.
Yeah, you're not going to see Net selling any courses anytime soon.
I have nothing to sell you guys. Nothing to sell you. If you guys want a free fun app, go download LinkMe. Nothing else to sell.
That's
you.
awesome. I mean, from I think you said 8 million users to 400 in 5 years. That's one hell of a 5-year plan.
Yeah, so it is. It's going to take a lot of time. And how it is today is 8 million people are using it, and our goal right now is to convert them into registered people. So from the 8 million who use it, today it's over 800,000, probably closer now to 900,000 who are registered, have their own profile. And I think a mistake we made is that we let people come on and we didn't force them to register. So if you use like TikTok and all of these, like early on, and I think even still today, if you download TikTok, you could just skip the whole registration and start watching videos. So we kind of were thinking, yo, let's do the same thing. It'll be a great way to bring a ton of people on, brought a ton of people on, but now the goal is to get people to convert into registered accounts.
So do you think, how many people do you think have this app now strictly for the social media side? It's like how many people do you think spend their day scrolling or just staring at the Twitter, Shouts feed?
No, so it's definitely hundreds of thousands of people who are using the social side, hundreds of thousands who are using the link in bio, hundreds of thousands who are using the QR code feature, virtual business card. So it's kind of split up between the three major features because that's what we call them. There are three like major pillars. We have the QR code, which is the virtual business card. We have the link in bio, and then we have the social platform built in. So those are like the three major pillars.
Okay, and one question. I mean, obviously, those are three kind of different things.
Yeah, of course.
Like you have the business card side, you have the social media side, and then you have the similar to Linktree, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
Why did you guys decide to go with so many different routes instead of trying to perfect the one route and being known for that?
I'll tell you. So we actually, the main thing was QR code scan. That's how we started the business, and it was working really well. And then Dre Medici, who's a marketing genius, came and he actually said, listen, this is a great idea to bring people onto the app. Everyone's going to make an account. It's a cool thing. It's free. But we want people to network when they come on, right? So now that you met the person, they scanned your code, swapped the info, good to go. When you're on the app, how can you also network, right? And that's something that really differentiates us because now if I go on Linktree, I can't do that kind of stuff, right? If I go on Dot, I can't go and post content and network with people, right? So that's something that really makes us different and also gives you kind of part two to the networking. It's not just you're limited to meeting someone in person or seeing their link in bio. You could come onto the platform, find a ton of new people there. And something we really want to push hard to do is be like our own major platform that people are using every day. And it sounds crazy, like, oh my God, why are people going to use LinkMe? There's so many other platforms out there. But people need to understand that Snapchat, an app that I personally don't use and many older people are not using anymore, is still being used by hundreds of millions of people. Pinterest, still being used by hundreds of millions. Maybe us three don't use it, but there's so many people out there in the world that if you can just find a nice, group of people who like what's going on there and they start to come on, it's only going to compound from there. And that's our goal, to find the sweet spot of perfect people who love the type of networking you can do on LinkMe, which is across the board networking, where you see, or they are everywhere.
Okay, and let me ask, so one thing that I think will definitely differentiate you from those other places are Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. People can come on and make money. Yeah. Do you guys have a way to do that, or do you plan to?
Yeah, so we do plan on doing a few different ways for them to earn, like a creator program type of thing. Something that we're actually testing now that hopefully if I come back to this podcast in like 90 days or a few months from now, we could talk about is a really cool creator thing where creators can earn a ton of money every single month, almost passively. So it's really an easy thing for them to do, and we're now doing a few case studies with one company we're doing it with is a huge pharmaceutical company that we're doing it with, and they're a public company too. So we're working with a lot of cool businesses, doing some case studies, and yeah, to answer, yes, we're gonna let people make a lot of money through LinkMe. That's a big goal of ours, to let like LinkMe, if we can be like a YouTube, or it's like I'm making YouTube money, but I'm making LinkMe money. That's like a good goal, because obviously if people are making money on LinkMe, the whole world is going to come on, right?
I mean, and it's definitely not too late, because that's been a huge thing on Snapchat. Snapchat's been around for so long, and people used it strictly for having Snapchat.
Yeah.
But I think now within the last year, realistically, they made it so you could really make money. And now all these giant creators have brought their entire audience to Snapchat and made sure of it because they know that's where they're making a killing.
Yeah, 100%. You're right. Yeah, there's a lot of money to be made on Snapchat. People are taking advantage of that wave. They're paying out a lot. I think they're doing it because they're realizing that a lot of people are leaving the app, and this is a great way to have people come back. So like I know they have a lot of big creators like on a salary almost, where the creator's printing just to post content there. Like I'll see a lot of creators even post from camera roll. it'll say like posted from camera roll. Like the whole day is from camera roll. So obviously something's going on there, right? It's like, well, you had a team in there posting it for you, you know. But anyway, I don't want, you know, Snapchat's a really cool app. I don't hate on any app. I think they're all amazing in their own way. And LinkMe, we're not here to compete with any app specifically. We just look at ourselves as like the app that loves everyone, and we'll send you to that app. I'm happy that you go on LinkMe, find someone, and then go to their Snapchat or their Instagram or whatever. That's the goal. We want you to use LinkMe as the gateway to find all the other spots someone's on.
That's awesome. It's kind of like Google. I mean, hey,
the Google
you
for
go
apps.
on Google for everything.
That's on our pitch deck. That's on our pitch deck. The Google for apps. That's actually on our deck. But anyway, yeah.
That's awesome. And I know you kind of wanted to talk about their social media and like Instagram and stuff and how you guys use that. Do you have anything you want to ask?
Well, my question was, you guys have 1 million subscribers. Well, not subscribers, followers on Instagram. And I was going to ask how many of those are active users, but you kind of already
So on Instagram, it's really, really hard. I mean, like, I can't tell you on the back end how many are active. I'll tell you most are not. And that's, like, if you go look at people even like Justin Bieber or Drake that are sitting on, 100 million plus followers respectively, each guy over there, I think Justin Bieber is like 200-300 million. You look at how many likes they get. It's usually a few points, right? It's usually maybe 1%, 2%, 3% are active liking it. Maybe once in a while they'll have a really nice post that actually does big numbers and gets tens of millions. But Instagram, it's the way they're doing it now. It's not even pushing it to your followers anymore. Like now, it's kind of like you get it pushed to with Reels. It's just random people seeing it, and if they're that kind of audience that fits the content, that's who's going to see it. So, and a lot of people are mad about that. They don't like that. Like now, it's not showing it to your followers anymore. But I think they're working on a way to make it better where it's more towards the followers again, but let's see.
Yeah, I mean, you scroll 1 or 2 times and you're automatically into like the explore feed.
Yep.
One of the things I think the reason is they seem to be pushing their stories a little bit more. At least that's how I feel. I mean, people use their stories to grow now too as well. I
guess, yeah. I mean, stories is a big thing that they stole from Snapchat. So
Facebook's great at that. You know what I mean? I don't adapt or die, and they definitely adapt in every way they can.
No, they do. How it works is like they say like Zuck will take you on a walk, and he'll just tell you, listen, man, you want to check, or am I just going to steal what you'd built here? And I'm sure he doesn't say it in that way so direct, but he says, listen, man, we can build this out in a few months and get it done, or I'll give you a nice check. Actually, someone who has a lot of balls is Evan Spiegel, who did Snapchat. He's the founder there. Because he had that walk with Zuckerberg, and he said, I'm good, man. You could do whatever you want to do. We're taking this public. And they peaked at, I believe, $100 billion market cap was the peak of Snapchat. So think about that. Snapchat, at their peak reached $100 billion. Today, every company today on the stock market took a big hit. And I believe Snapchat today sits at around 15 to 20 billion, which is still better than the $2, $3, $4 billion Zuckerberg offered the Snapchat team. So at the end of the day, they still made the right decision. Even though it's not at the 100 billion they're still way higher than what Zuckerberg was willing to pay.
I mean, hey, you mentioned 400 million users in 5 years, ideally. If Zuckerberg came to you now and offered you those 2 to 3 billion, what do you think you're doing?
You know what? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think we need to get there and really kind of weigh out the options and see. Because really, we're not in the best economy right now. So if you go public, you're taking the biggest hit ever, especially small caps, huge hits. Like if you're a small cap company and you're going public at a few billion, within the next 30 days, people are just pulling out and you're getting destroyed on the market. And that's why a lot of these smaller businesses on the stock market are taking huge 90% cuts. Literally, the market cap will go from 100 mil to 10 mil within a few months of going public. So right now, if someone probably came with a few billion in cash, it's a very nice thing today. But I would say in a few years, if the economy recovers, a company that's doing really, really well can reach the insane numbers that we had, a few years ago when you saw Snapchat reach 100 billion and other big apps too. It wasn't just Snapchat. Pinterest reached a ton. You had Twitter was killing it. And also Elon just, fully cashed it out over there. But he put up a big check. But anyway, yeah, so I think it really depends on the environment. And also in this environment, you probably won't see these companies be so ready to give you so much cash. Because right now, cash is very tight, around the world. The economy is not doing good. So cash is tight.
I was going to ask you if you had any conversations with the companies you already link on your app.
So, like if we're talking to them? So look, I honestly, right now, since we have an open round, I cannot say that because it's not publicly disclosed. So I'm not going to say yes or no, but like we talk to a lot of real cool people.
Speaking of cool people, I did want to ask, you post on your personal Instagram all the time when new people join the app.
Yeah.
Do you have like how? Like, do you have notifications set
for
when big people join, or what is it?
No, I just have someone in my account. Yeah.
Oh my, because bro, I feel like every day. Well, obviously you guys are huge. You have people joining every day.
Yeah.
But some of these big names come in, and I'm like, are they paying them? Like, what's the situation that he gets them posted up all the time?
So I'll tell you what it is. So we have a lot of people who are very, very, strong network kind of individuals, someone that can, FaceTime some of the biggest names that we're all obsessed with. And those people who are kind of like strategic partners of ours, all day they just send in people that want to join. They'll literally be like, yo, I'm working with LinkMe. If you're interested, they'll make you a sick account, totally free, da-da-da. And then within 15 minutes, boom, the link in bio's up. And that's kind of like a separate operation, like separately from literally the app and all that, is literally a team that's dedicated to doing that all day long. Yeah.
Very nice. I mean, that's awesome. You guys definitely seem to have a great thing going on. And I mean, obviously you kind of gave a little bit of your 5-year plan. I hope that all comes to fruition.
Yeah. God willing. Listen, nothing in life is guaranteed, but if you work hard, anything is possible. Anything.
Wise word from Net Kohen.
It's true. Nothing's guaranteed, but if you work hard, anything's possible. That's the truth.
Hey, I feel like we've definitely gone over a majority of the things. Diego seems to have something he wants to say.
I was going to ask some advice for our podcast.
Yeah.
How do you think we should network our podcast?
So I'll tell you, one, shout out Gary V, who what he said is very nice. He said, you should be posting on every single distribution platform, even the new ones that people don't know about, right? Because imagine you were the first guy posting on TikTok your podcast every day. You guys could have been the Charlie D'Amelio of the podcast on TikTok, right? The podcast world. So you should be posting on every single platform, even new ones, even smaller than LinkMe. Even ones that you're like, dude, I'll do LinkMe. I'm not going to do this one. It's smaller. Like, you should be posting on every single one because that can be the next TikTok. So go ahead and post on YouTube Shorts, TikTok Reels, Snapchat has the spotlight now. All the apps, make sure you have a team posting to every single one because that's how you're going to get the word out there, right? If you're doing daily posting 10 on each one, are you kidding me? You know how many people are going to see that? It's an unbelievable printer. That's free, costs you nothing, right? If you're doing it hands-on yourself, it's literally free. If you get a VA in the Philippines for $200 a month, $200 a month. But like, still, it's peanuts, right? You guys could do it.
That's just kind of want to say, you just mentioned, using smaller apps, and you also said how LinkMe is kind of like, hey, we'll push you to other apps.
Oh yeah.
One of the first things that I was shown when I was on the app was my links for other apps, and I've never seen so many apps.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I don't know what stereo. I saw something called Stereo. I had never heard of that one.
Okay, that's a new one.
Okay, you guys had even some of the, not smaller, but some of the less used ones like Rumble, Truth Social.
Yeah. So whatever our users request, we just add it over the air. You don't have to update the app. Once a certain amount of requests come in, for example, Rumble and Truth, those are apps that were recently added because obviously a lot of people are jumping on those. And another one that was recently added is Be Real. There's a Stereo was recently added. Many of these apps get added because so many people are requesting it on LinkMe. So after it hits like, a ton of people requesting it, like hundreds of or thousands of people requesting on the app, we just have our team add it as an option. Yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, more or less, how many people do you guys have behind this app?
So today it's probably, we have about 50 people on the team.
Wow, that's it?
Yeah. 50.
That's amazing. And the people you work every day with, how many are those?
In person, actually, it's not a lot. In person, I'm probably working with about like less than 10 people because most of the team is overseas. So most of the team, we have, shout out Eugene, very talented guy who actually, he was the head of app development. He was leading the app development for Tidal, which that app was bought by Jay-Z and Beyonce. They brought it to the U.S. and they sold it. So Eugene, our guy, he's in Norway. People don't know this story. It's a crazy story. Jay-Z and Beyonce flew to Norway, met their entire team. They were building like a Spotify, Apple Music competitor app. And they said, okay, this is cool. Here's 50 mil. They gave them $50 million. They bought the app, brought it to the U.S., made it, as big as Jay-Z and Beyonce are, right? They said, if you want to stream our music, come on to Tidal, da-da-da. Jay-Z even dropped a whole album, said, if you want to listen to my music, you better come to Tidal. It's nowhere else. And then they sold it to Jack Dorsey, the guy who made Twitter, for like 300-something million. And it wasn't even the whole company. I think they sold like 80-90% of it to him. I believe it was 80% to him for like 300-something million. So shout out Eugene, who's a legendary guy. He's in Norway. Back to what I'm saying. We have a very talented international team. We have people in Israel, in Germany, in India. And a lot of the times people, I'll tell them India, they're like, what, India? How is this such a good app to have people in India? don't look at India as like some third world country. It's really not. I think it's one of the strongest economies in the world. They're crushing it. They're doing an amazing job right now in developing unbelievable things. And you even see people like who Jeff Bezos just went and said, I predict, India is going to be one of the biggest economies, if not the biggest, in the next few years that you guys will see. So a lot of very big people are investing in India. It's unbelievably crazy what they're doing over there. They're crushing it.
Very nice. I mean, definitely a lot of money to be made out there, and a lot of marketing. It seems like you guys have a big team.
Oh,
so that's awesome. Guys, I hope you guys only more growth. Obviously, 5-year plan is great. It's just about bringing it to fruition and working hard and making sure it comes true.
Yep.
I think that's about all we got for you today, man. I want to say thank you so much for coming. I know it was a little drive. So
all good.
Thank you. I mean, any last words? Anything you want to say before you get out of here?
Yeah, go download LinkMe. Let us know what you think, and you can follow us at LinkMe on Instagram, at Join LinkMe on TikTok, or if you're on a computer watching this, scan this QR code that I'll have them pop up with all the LinkMe stuff in one place on the LinkMe account. But,
awesome. And if you don't scan that, all his stuff will be down below as well. Thank you guys so much for viewing, watching, and subscribing. Again, thank you enough for coming. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.